Alright guys, I'm in your Google Classroom. We did this today, this Nearpod slope one here. I'm going to delete that. So again, when you look at your Google Classroom, your Zoom code, first page, your syllabus, and then I always put different links in there. Your classwork. So this is one part of the class, like the virtual classroom is very important. You guys know you can go there, check your grades, whatever you need to. The notes, if I click here, I've just updated, so that was Tuesday's notes. This was today's, okay? So they're always going to be in there. So make sure you take a peek. If you missed a note day or something, they're always going to be on this top screen, okay? I don't know why I haven't done this in the past, but it's a good call. All right, this quizzes thing here that we had today, I know I've gotten a lot of responses from you guys that it's not like setting the right grade or score. Don't worry about that. If you did well on it, cool. I know I made this threshold, but if most of you guys are doing just fine, so I'm not worried about this. Just get it done, okay? Everything in here is going to be in your grade book, okay? Pretty sure everything. Yeah, even this one, yeah, exactly. They're all going to be in the grade book, okay? So now let's talk about today. Let's talk about this week. What this video is really meaning for you to do is to go over what this week was. And we're going to look at this problem first. And you know the questions I'm going to ask you. First of all, this is called a linear equation. I guess this is the graph of the equation. This is a linear graph, okay? And what we want to do is figure out the equation. And we learned today that it's y equals mx plus b. And you may have learned it last year. If not, it's not everybody was in Mr. Hong's honors. But the m is the slope. The b is the y-intercept, okay? The y-intercept is the easiest part of this equation to figure out, okay? So the y-intercept is easy. It's right here. So your y-intercept is going to be positive 2. So if I was to write this out, positive 2 would be at the end of my answer. X would also be in there because the slope is not the x. It's the number right next to the x. And we'll talk about the x and y next week. All right, so now let's figure out the slope. When I first look at it, I know it's going down. It's a negative slope. It's falling. So I can start here and go down 1. Oh, I gotta get it more pretty. How about you tell me the slope? Down 1, down 2, down 3, down 4, down 5, over 1, over 2, over 3. All right, negative 5 over 3. Now you've given me the whole equation. You've given me the slope, and you give me the y-intercept. It's called slope-intercept form for a reason. It's the slope, and it's the intercept. All right, let's do another one. All right, go for this one. I want the whole equation written out. All right, what is the equation of this line? So hopefully you've identified the slope and the y-intercept. The y-intercept is right here at negative 1. Y-intercept goes at the end of mine. Remember, it looks like this with the letters, without the numbers. The formal way of writing this in the math book would look like this. Now, you just gave me the b, which is the y-intercept. Now let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 5 over 2. Now this is not complete. What is it missing? You have to have the x there too. Okay? All right, let's do another one. Let's keep just doing more practice. All right, what about this one? What's my equation? And now this is going to get a little tricky. And look at your answers specifically. All right. First step. We know that's our y-intercept. So y equals negative 3. We know there's an x here. The slope is not part of the x. And now we know that the negative slope, but let's look at our slope. Down 1, down 2, over 1, over 2. So my slope is negative 2 over 2, which we know that's a whole, so we can say negative 1. And that is right. If you put negative 1, that is a correct answer. That's fine. But look at my eraser. Boom. I'm going to erase that 1. Because technically that 1 in front of a variable, you should remember, doesn't have to be there. It's an invisible one when it comes to variables. So if it's there, it's not incorrect. It could just look a little prettier. It could just be y equals negative x minus 3. Okay? Okay, now this one's a little trickier. You gotta identify the points that are on this line. So as I follow this line, I wish you could see, like, as I follow this line, where is there points? All right, follow the line, try to find the points. As I look, I'm going to say that's a point, and that's an important point because that tells me part of my equation. But as I keep going, that's not an exact point. No. Boom. Right there. So now go ahead and give me the equation of those 2 points. I know it looks funny, but do the best you can. Down 1, down 2, down 3, down 4, down 5, down 6, down 7. Down 7 over 3. Y equals negative 7 over 3x plus, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, guys, you can do these. They're not impossible. All right, what about this one? What are we going to do? What's the equation? This one might mess with you a little bit. So the first part is we know that is a point. We're good with that. So we know our y-intercept is negative 3. Where else do you see a point? You got to find another point on this coordinate graph. You don't see it? Boom, right there. Down 1, down 2, down 3 over 1. You always choose the point that's farthest left. The farthest left point is this one, and that's why we fell and ran from that point. So our slope is negative 3x. Well, not this, the x isn't part of the slope. And then where does it touch the y-intercept? Negative 3. Okay, let's do one more to review this. All right, what about this guy? What are we looking at? Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. So if you do this one properly, pretty easy to see it crosses out positive 2. So y equals plus 2 goes at the end. The x is in your problem. Let's find another point. Do you see this as a point? You should. Up 1 over 4. Final answer. All right, guys. Hopefully this was helpful. You can watch it again to get some more help, I think. But best of luck, and I'll see you guys all on Tuesday.